This is one of them videos that I'm probably going to regret making halfway through. I'm trying to do the video. I've got this through, which you'll see in a future video. I've just sent off the script. No, there's no script. The premise of what the video is going to be. Yeah, I'm wearing a vest. It's very hot outside. Let's get out of the way. I've been on the phone to Mark Allison. I'm trying to figure out some stuff because I'm trying to put the solar on. I'm trying to figure out how to do the solar. I've asked this morning, which was very late, if I'm allowed to stick the panels up on the outside from the landlord. He said, yeah, not a problem. Then I asked him about the ones that are going to go on the roof, but I need to get like works permit, risk assessment, yada, yada, yada. So it won't be from me, it'll be from a proper company. I want to put 8 panels on the roof to come down. The whole idea is I'm going to do a separate fuse board that's off grid. I went and brought a changeover switch this morning, which is going to be for the video, for that power bank. Changeover switch, if you don't know what that is. I was trying to go off with the American version, but they had it all built into an actual fuse board, but we don't have that. So 0 would be off, 1 would be on grid, straight from the main supply, and 2 would be off grid. So the power that we would draw from the power bank would then power the unit. A few issues I've had with that. So in theory would work fine if you had a single phase board for a house, no problem. But because this is a 3-phase board, obviously if you're 3-phase, we've got 3 individual live cables, L1, L2, L3, and a neutral. And on the board here, we've got circuits on L1, 6, and L2, 6, and L3, vice versa, blah, yada, yada, yada. So what I would want to do would be for the changeover switch, in an ideal world, at the top of my head, I'll go, right, I'll just do L1. I only want the lights and the cameras and the alarm system working off grid because it would draw such little power. Not that I use any power in here anyway. That's my doorbell, not your guys. Sorry if your dogs just started barking, mine does it all the time. And just link out L1, but then I can't have, with a changeover switch, technically it would isolate our L1, L2, our L2 and L3 at the board. Let me know, because I'm not doing this today, this is a future video coming up. If I was to put the changeover switch here, we link all 3 phases into that, and then all 3 phases come out of that, but then I would only use L1 because it'd be single phase from the solar / battery storage / whatever, going into L1 on the changeover switch. As the changeover switch went over, it would disconnect L2, L3 permanently and L1 from the mains, but it would engage my L1 from off grid. So the stuff that I've got on L1, which I'd make sure, or L2, whatever what I choose for it to be, would be off grid, which would be my lights and alarm system. So that would make sense. Now I'm verbally spitting it out to you lot, which is great. So if you can see any queries, I'm not going to do this for a couple of weeks. Let me know below if you have an island. What do they call it? Island power? I know what I'm trying to say. Anyway. But then, so I've been playing outside. So a while ago when I bought the broken solar panels, which is here, 2 up there, and then 1 outside, Matt Williams, local spark, known him for years, he popped round and we traded. He gave me 2 solar panels and I gave him something. Pictures of someone's mum. Anyway, hard to get, by the way. He gave me 2 400-watt panels that are brand new, which are spare from a job, which are the ones that I want to stick up out the front. So it's a very talking video, but I'm trying to get as much information out there to you, and I want as much information from you back to me. So I'm running outside. So we've got the 2 400-watt panels set up in the sun, as you can see, very sunny. There's a shadow for the first time in a long time. We've got the broken panels. I've wired this in series, so they're all linked into each other's panel. Let's go down in all the connectors and go into my Bluetti, because I've got the adapter cable that charges off this. Currently, I don't know how well you can see that. That's charging. You probably can't see that at all, I'm really sorry. That's 361 watts, obviously changing all the time. That is charging, it's at 81%. I plugged it in this morning, it was 660, so that is working. I bought myself this inverter, at the same time I bought myself the broken panels. I'll drag it inside so you can see. So I picked this up for 70, 80 quid. It was a second-hand one. This company that sells stuff on Facebook Marketplace, they take old solar panels down or broken panels, they sell them and they take out the old inverters. So what you have is 2 sets of strings, you have the output on and off switch. I just tried to plug the strings in earlier into this. I got no display, I got no voltage out here. I was turning it on and off thinking, why is that not working? But Mark explained to me, because I'm still new to solar, is this has to have a working current of 100 to 600 volts DC. And my 2 panels well, each panel is only, rough top voltage is 38 volts DC anyway. So we weren't getting enough voltage for this to kick in and start working. So I thought, it's fine. I dragged some broken panels out. It's still not working, but I just don't, I think the broken panels, because I don't have a tester yet to figure out how much voltage we get. I probably could have stick the continuity tester on it, but, or my multimeter. I'm not having enough through on this. But then we run the second thing of, the plan was to stick that inverter on the wall, the set of 2 strings coming through, because I can only fit 2 panels out the front. I've measured it, trust me, I only fit 2 out in the front. And with optimal conditions, with the sun hitting it perfectly, I'm never gonna hit that 100 peak to even get this to start working. So Mark just sent me loads of links, which we would have on RVs, caravans, the solar panels that we have on the roof. Obviously, you can only get a certain amount on there. We're never gonna hit over 100 volts, realistically, DC from them panels. But you can get smaller inverters made for camper vans. So he's just sent me a massive list through of stuff I can buy off Amazon. So the plan is, stick 2 panels up, bring the string through, straight into the the inverter, into a separate fuse board. But then we have to then stick another earthing arrangement. So if the pen fault or you lose the earth from the main supply, you still got voltage coming in, we need a separate earthing conductor going in to the separate fuse board. That makes sense. But I can't do any of this today. I mean, I could put the panels up, but I realistically need 2 of us. I was working out that these panels are roughly 1 meter and 2 centimeters wide and 186 centimeters tall. So that takes me from that pillar to that pillar, and from there, just above the number 5. And of how heavy these panels are, and I don't have a suction cup, so I probably should buy, I mean, someone has got a suction cup that I could borrow. No, I can't pull that up by myself, realistically. I was going to drive the van round and just stand on top of the van. Do I want to put that on YouTube? No. Would it be stuff that normal people would do? Yeah. So I'm trying to work out the differences for what we can do, what I need to buy, what I need to figure out of how to get this working. I would say cheaply enough for me to go, yeah, it was worth it, I only spent a couple £100 on it, and I'm waiting for electricity. So the plan is I would plug this power bank, the big boy, into my little fuse board with a 1-gang or 2-gang double socket below, which would top that up nicely all throughout the day, and then that would then discharge, and we can turn it onto off-grid, onto island mode, that's what I was trying to say, onto L1. So at night time, my alarm system's still working, the cameras are still working, the lights are still working if I want, but not the sockets, because nothing, even I've got a fridge in here, nothing draws power other than those 3 things, should we say, outside light, cameras, and alarm, and emergency light as well. So yeah, any ideas, anything that could go wrong, anything that you guys think I should know before I even attempt doing this, please let me know below, because I want to get it right, but equally I'm messing around with this. So if any of you guys at home are thinking, I might do that in the shed, might put some solar panels in the shed, so we can run some sockets, do an inverter, but make sure we're doing it correctly and safely, because the last thing we want is anyone hurting themselves, causing a fire, anything that we need to do. Because technically, anything on island mode, anything off-grid, to my knowledge, there's no regulations to it. It's only when you start connecting it up to that bad boy, you start running into a world of problems with world of regulations and a world of hiccups and dangerous things that could happen. That made sense. And yeah, any solar companies, anyone out there that wants some free advertisement that wants to come give me what did he ask for? I need risk assessment. Oh, I need to give him loads of paperwork and documentation to allow me to have the panels on the roof. I think 8 panels on there. To have enough that it would be worth my while. But yeah, drop me a message, because I'm so new to it that it comes across as stupid and naive, which it probably is. Anyway, unit's looking good. King of the castle up there. So yeah, sorry for the short, snappy video. Just need some advice, some help, or people to tell me don't do that because that's stupid. On top of it as well, it's a couple of hours late from the beginning of the video, and from watching the sun travel throughout the day, it doesn't once hit the very front of the unit. Maybe later on in the year where the sun angle is changed throughout the day, but realistically they need to go on the roof, because I don't think I'm going to gain any power whatsoever from being sat on this wall. I think it has to go on the roof, and I've got a lot of roof, but yeah, if you can help, please let me know. Right, love you, bye.